sky.
Pain has a face. Allow me to show it to you. I am pain.
Good evening, boys and girls, ghosts and ghouls. Welcome to another episode of Sacrificial Terror Podcast. I am Zombie Barbie with my always awesome and amazing co-host, Lance the Flare Wagner.
Woo!
And tonight we have a very special guest, director Stu Stanton of No Such Thing as Monsters.
From the future.
From the future. He's from Australia.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Awesome you're here, Stu. Awesome.
Thank you.
So it's actually Saturday, right, where you're at?
Yes, that's right. Saturday, 4:30 in the afternoon.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and so you guys are Friday 13th evening, right?
Right. I'm at 11:35 right now in Texas. That's right.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
and
cool.
I'm 10:39 in Idaho. I had to look
Did you
my
ever
phone.
Right.
Did you ever see Saturday the 14th? Remember that movie? Did you ever catch that one, Stu?
No, I haven't. It sounds,
That's an old one. So he's Saturday the 14th. So
yeah.
that's old school comedy.
I'll have to look it up.
Richard Benjamin, I think he was one of the main characters.
Right.
I heard about it. I haven't seen it though. I didn't know it was actually
It's
a real
silly.
movie.
It's silly. It is silly. Yeah. Check that out.
So tell us about your movie. So what gave you the idea to do it?
Okay. Well, a couple of years ago, I met. I don't know how deep you want to go, but a couple of years ago, I met my producer Jordan Hendricks. He actually owned a real estate company, and I was doing corporate videos, that kind of thing. And he engaged me to do a almost like a quirky short film real estate video. And we got talking, and he always wanted to pursue filmmaking from a producer perspective, and it just never happened for him. And I said, hey, listen, I want to make movies, blah blah. And we just kind of came together that way. And I said, well, listen, let's look at it from a business perspective. What I love horror. I think that's the road we need to take down. Let's think about that. And he said, yeah, for sure, let's do it. And then we're throwing around ideas, and then it kind of came down to we wanted to make something that was kind of ultra low budget but still kind of contained, that we could pretty much one or two locations that we could just have full control over. And so he said, hey, listen, I've got this property which is a house he owned that was just like sitting there doing nothing practically.
Ah.
And I'm like, and it was in between both our houses, about 10 minutes in between both our houses. And I'm like, oh, I got to check this place out. And it's the place in the film. And as you can see, it's pretty run down, and it's got a bit of character. And I'm like, well, let's shoot something here. I'm like, let's just write something around here. It's close to us, it's your place. Let's do it. And so he said, sure, let's go ahead. He just kind of left it to me. So I spent about 3 months or so writing the script. I already kind of had a bunch of ideas, but that was kind of molded off one idea onto another idea. And it's kind of Hills Have Eyes-esque
yes.
family.
I was going to ask, where did you get that? Because I got some Texas Chainsaw Massacre-ish.
Yeah,
Strangers.
Yeah.
I've always liked that kind of that angle in horror films, that like, the crazy family.
Absolutely.
I always liked the crazy family, and but I kind of for the most part, it's usually kind of monsters, and they're very kind of two-dimensional. And I was actually really inspired by the Hills Have Eyes remake that Alexandra Ajar did in the early, I don't know, was it like 2001, something? It was close to 20 years now. And I really like that element with the young girl in it, that she kind of, and you see kind of similarities between that character, the Little Red Riding Hood girl in the Hills Have Eyes remake, with the character of Amy as well. And it's kind of like this heart that kind of, I just want to explore that a bit. I wanted the crazy characters to have a bit more depth and a bit more something to chew on, rather than just be two-dimensional killers with, just want to chop people's heads off.
Hey, real quick, Stu, we've been lucky enough to see the movie. What is the actual release of the movie? Who's seen it?
Oh, who's seen it?
Who's actually gotten this?
Barely anybody. So
wow, awesome.
You guys are one of the few that it's actually been out. So right now, the film premiered at Monsterfest in Melbourne, November. So it was good. That was packed house. It was basically the cast and crew screening as well.
Okay.
So that was great. And Monsterfest is kind of Australia's biggest horror film festival. So we were kind of lucky that was kind of a last minute thing. I was like the last film. I was literally finishing the film, putting the color grade on,
Wow.
And even when I saw it on the big screen, I'm like, I got to make these final adjustments. But so we had that premiere, and then we've kind of sent it out to film festivals and whatnot. So we're kind of waiting at the moment. We just heard back. We got into one from Louisiana like 2 days ago, which is great. Cinema on the Bayou. And right now it's in the hands of a sales agent in North America, just shopping it around. So we've had some interest, but it's super fresh right now.
Nice.
So it's literally the screening on January 12th with James's film Faceless Man. That's literally going to be the second. Oh, no, sorry, tell a lie. That's going to be the third public screening. So after Monsterfest, I'm kind of well connected with Dramana 3 Drive-In, which is a local drive-in near me, about half hour away, and it's family owned. And he said, "Listen, if you want to put it on there, we can put it on." I think they put it on after Terminator or something. So it was pretty good. It was just kind of like a double feature.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was great. It was great on the big end and on the big drive-in screen. So we got a good response there. So this screen will be the third screening, but still we're currently looking for official distribution channels right now. But it's just kind of that time of year that we're just.
I need it. Yeah. I need it up there in my collection. That's where I need it. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, nice.
I love it.
Yeah, we really liked it. And the cinematography was beautiful. It looked so
really
good. It was like a real
really? No, I'm
movie.
glad. That was a really big factor for me. So the cinematographer was a good friend of mine called Joel Francis, and me and Joel have worked together for many years. We did this other low budget, basically zero budget comedy feature film many years ago, which we shot on weekends. We financed out of our pocket. We didn't really do anything with it. We were just kind of learning. But Joel and I have done a lot of kind of corporate videos together. We just did like a big commercial campaign together. So we worked a lot together. So when it came to this film, I said, "Listen, man, I want you to shoot this." We shot it on black magic cameras. We took a lot of time. Like this, the film, I think from memory was 28 days shoot, which is a lot for a small budget film.
Right.
But we really took our time. As far as lighting and cinematography and whatnot, we
seemed like the cast was really there was a good cast too.
They were all good.
They all really worked well together.
We were super lucky, and it was really important that we cast right and we got the kind of energies right with one another. And it was just a great bunch of people, just cast and crew together. It's funny because you make these really dark horror films and whatnot, but you have so many laughs behind the scenes, and it's just it's all good fun, and it's good to work with people. Actors will work differently. Sometimes you got kind of method actors who take maybe half hour to get into character or even longer, and other actors who will just switch on and switch off, and you're just like, oh wow, it's amazing. So it was a good mixed bag of people, but everyone kind of worked really well with one another, and we were lucky to get Angel as well. So Angel, she's from Louisiana, and we engaged her earlier on, and she read the script, she loved it, and we flew her down for a month and shot the film, and
Wow.
I actually looked her up, and it looked like she's been in a lot of stuff. It looks like she's constantly working.
Yeah, she's doing really well. I think she might be in LA at the moment working on a TV show, I think. And she had another like a YouTube TV show come out recently.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's doing heaps of stuff. She was in the one with Billy Bob Thornton as well, his TV show.
Wow.
She's done heaps, but no, she was amazing in the film. Everyone delivered.
So she would be the only one y'all flew in. Everybody else was local, I guess.
Yeah, everyone else was local
actors and actresses. That's awesome.
Yeah. So everyone was from Melbourne. It was really good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that last week with James. We were like, I still just can't wrap my head around Australia's just so far away,
Oh, really?
It's just like you have to have a huge reason to go to Australia, it's just, go, hey, let's go to Australia. It's just so far away. Yeah, I would love, that's what I think I brought up too, was the beauty of the continent. It's so beautiful. And it was a lot of y'all captured it. Y'all really captured some of that beauty on the especially with drone shots. I guess those were drone shots. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
The good thing about Australia, especially kind of where I live in Victoria, Australia in general, it ticks every kind of geographical kind of tick box. You know what I mean? Like you've got forests, you've got beaches, you've got deserts, you've got cities, you've got pretty much anything. So no matter kind of what kind of movie you wanted to shoot here, and I guess that's why a lot of Hollywood productions do come here, because every sort of landscape is available.
Right.
Like where that forest was, that's basically where I go camping a few times a year with the guys, and I just knew that forest, and I'm like, we're going to shoot there. And that was actually at a scout camp site, I guess. But they've shot a few big budget Hollywood films there as well, including I think they did some of the Pacific there, the war movie Pacific, and one of who's the other guy who works with James Wan a lot? Who did Saw? Lee Winnell.
Lee Winnell, yep.
Yeah, Lee Winnell. Yeah, he shot a film there as well. Just like in the exact same spot we shot there. I think it was his Tasmanian one. I can't remember that. But yeah, like they were really good to us, and yeah, we spent a week there, and they basically housed us there, and we shot all the forest stuff there, but it was literally like 45 minutes away from the house, which was like suburbia.
Yeah, well, that makes it convenient and easier too when you're closer to location.
Yeah, no, it's really good, really good.
So is being in the forest scary, knowing that there's all those like bugs and shit that can kill you?
Yeah.
It's funny because like you hear so often from people outside of Australia, I don't want to go to Australia because all the spiders and the snakes and the sharks and the jellyfish and everything's going to kill you. But the reality is you barely come across them. Like when you're here, I'd probably stay out of the ocean personally. I think like not for the sharks, but just for like the jellyfish and stuff. Like personally, I've had enough of the ocean. That's but as far as like the snakes and the spiders, you barely come across that kind of like, it's really not that bad. It's a big drama.
Yeah. Without giving away a spoiler, one of the bugs that's talked about, and there I actually had to Google it and see. I was like, is that really a fucking really bad spider? It was. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, that jacked me up.
Yeah, I was like,
right there.
No, that spider exists. That spider's more kind of New South Wales, a bit more north than where we are, but they have known to come down, and we kind of just amped it up. But no, they're real and they'll do you damage. But truth be known, I think the last official death from that spider was in the 80s. I think a little girl got bit, but since then, because of just anti-venom and whatnot,
the thought of dying from a spider is terrifying.
That's pretty crazy. We have these spiders here. I don't know if you've heard them, called Huntsmans.
Yes,
they're probably about that big, but they're kind of like tarantula looking things, but they do nothing, and they'll enter your house and they'll sit in the corner. They're scary as hell. You don't want them kind of running all over you, but but they're harmless. They're absolutely harmless.
Oh God, I would die.
just scary as hell looking.
Yeah, I would freak out. Because those are the ones that they'll pick up real reptiles and shit, right? Like a whole lizard and stuff.
Yeah, I mean they can get pretty big. Like anything, I guess. But yeah.
That's horrible.
That'd be a terrible way to go. Oh. But they, sure. I want people to see the movie, so I'm dying to talk about it.
I know it's hard not to give away spoilers.
I mean,
would y'all please watch the movie? Dang it!
Yeah, I'm happy to chat about it. Obviously, we'll have to kind of hold spoilers back because it's not kind of out in the world. Yeah, I'm hoping the first half of next year, if all goes well, sooner. But yeah, the idea is if we can lock distribution in North America, then we can kind of go fast everywhere else, I guess.
Awesome.
But we're in good hands at the moment with someone. And apparently he's got good news for us, which he's going to call us Monday. So we'll see what happens. So I'll let you know as soon as I know.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank
definitely.
you.
Yeah.
We love it. We love exclusives.
Hell yeah, we do.
Yeah.
That
was kind of exclusive. We saw the movie, so that's all. That's an honor. Honored.
Yeah, that's absolutely. That's so much for letting us watch it.
James had good words about you guys, so I'm like, okay, let's do it.
Oh,
yay! So,
James was great.
He was cool. Yeah. How did you meet him?
Literally at Monsterfest.
Oh wow!
Actually, no. Tell a lie. About a year before I started making my film, I think we shot it November 2018. We shot it. So about 7-8 months before that, him and his cinematographer, I actually met them. They were looking for a studio or a space to shoot Faceless Man in, and I had a studio area, and we chatted about it. And anyway, it didn't work out, but I met them there through a third friend. So that was the first time. And then anyway, they just went their own ways, and I never spoke to them again. And then we met at Monsterfest. It's like, oh, we're both showing our films at Monsterfest. This is great.
Wow.
And then from there, we were talking about, let's do a double feature. Let's just, we've been talking about maybe taking on a bit of a road tour if we can around the state. And
that would be cool.
But we'll see how the first one goes in January.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it's good. No, it's good that we haven't had that too many reactions. Obviously, we've had reactions of people close to us, being cast and crew and whatnot, but not many from outsiders like yourself yet. Which is, it's good that you guys.
That's the one bad thing for me is I like to post everything on Facebook. I get excited about everything.
Yeah,
it's like
a great promoter.
I have to temper my excitement for the movies, for both movies, and I'm like, I've seen them and I can't talk about them, and this sucks, But eventually, I will. Eventually, I get to talk about them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess we haven't really talked about the premise or anything of the film as yet.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you want to have a bit of a chat about basically what it's about, the movie.
Yes.
It's about a young couple going on a romantic weekend away into the forest. Classic storyline. And then, they encounter a very quirky family. That's
very quirky. Good word. Very quirky.
And all goes downhill fast. And I guess you could say it's kind of Hills Have Eyes, Texas Chainsaw mixed with a bit of misery, I guess. In the it's very kind of situational. It's kind of, in a sense, kind of panic room. You're in one space, and you spend a lot of this movie in one space.
I like the pacing too, because it's like sometimes there's like that build up or whatever. I like that. It just flowed. Everything. I thought it flowed real well. I remember looking at the time, because I had to go to work tonight, so I was like going. I had to make sure I got the movie in, and I was like, damn, it's almost over. I remember thinking, damn, it's almost over.
Yeah.
So I love the pacing.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. I wasn't sure if there was kind of more fat to trim, so to speak, because sometimes you kind of, I don't know, you can get too into it yourself and kind of get indulged. Like I wasn't sure if the first act was going on too long or not. I kind of wanted to juice up the characters a little bit so people would care for them.
I thought it was perfect.
Shit's flying.
Yeah, it was perfect.
But
it's like none of it was boring. It was all like all of it. You were like, what's going to happen?
Oh, that's
what's going on? What's going to happen?
It made everything made sense.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Complete sense.
Yeah.
And not just because you're on our show and we've seen it. Being serious. I'm being very serious.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
People
good.
see this movie,
Yeah. Oh, no, that's awesome. That's all. Yeah, well, I mean, hopefully we can get it out there soon and people dig it and whatnot. And we can go off and make more movies.
Hell yeah.
That's the key.
So when you said that you guys had films at the other, you guys both had films at the Monsterfest, was it different films?
No. So this was Faceless Man. That was at Monsterfest, and No Such Thing as Monsters was at Monsterfest as well. Different days and whatnot, but we were still in the festival together. And so we would see different movies throughout the week, and we would just see each other. And then we just we just caught up and started chatting and whatnot. I think I might have seen 4 or 5 different movies, and we just kind of kept bumping into each other and chatting.
That's cool.
And then we just kind of came together and said, hey, let's do a double feature, because we're both indie Melbourne films. Yeah, let's just give it a crack.
Hell yeah. And so then this is Monsterfest again.
No. This is, we just basically hired a cinema. Like James and I and Jordan, we basically just hired a local cinema. And so we're having our own little screening night saying, hey, open to the public, come on down, 2 movies the price of one kind of thing. Come down and
that's cool.
Support some indie
horror
filmmakers.
Awesome.
And, so we're just kind of doing this stuff our own.
Okay, I was thinking it was a festival again, and I was like,
no. Yeah, this is just us. I was just trying to get it out there, trying to make a bit of money,
Hell yeah,
just get the taking it to the people. It's
that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah, and if it, like
exciting.
I said, if it goes well, we'll try and kind of move it around a bit and see how we can go. It's,
Hell yeah. Have you
it's still very kind of
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, it's still very young and fresh. Like I said, the premiere was only in November. So,
wow.
Was it November or October? It was early November, yeah. So it's still kind of quite fresh. We're still, trying to work out what to do and how to do things. And I'm still like in the edit suite making little final adjustments here and there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you do all the editing? So like you did the editing and the coloring and all that?
Predominantly. So I worked with a guy called Trent Marnell, who we shoot a lot together. So I don't really like editing creative stuff by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I like I can, but I kind of want someone to bounce off so someone can slap me on the head and say, no, shoot, that shot goes on too long.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, effectively, we did it all together and edited and color graded and I guess that's kind of I have my own production company called Final Focus Video. I do corporate videos. That's how I pay the bills. And so for the last 10 years, it's pretty much I shoot, edit, deliver, that kind of thing. So it's, to me, doing this film was just like an extension of that. It's just, okay, I need to produce a film like I'd produce corporate video, get it in, get it cut, get it, Okay. So it was good to have that kind of skill set in post as well, because a lot of people can get to post and then especially at an indie level, and then they're in trouble because they kind of run out of steam. They get to kind of post and they go, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? And they need money for this and money for audio and blah blah blah. So we were lucky we had a lot of those kind of steps in place.
That's cool. It's cool you can do all that you know how.
Yeah. It's just it's just one of those things. I guess it's just always been doing it. So I literally live behind the computer every day, cutting and editing, and that's my life.
Shit.
Labor of love, just a labor of love.
I enjoy it. If I'm not making horror films or creative stuff, it's commercials or it's corporate. It's a mixed bag. Every day's different, which is good.
So will you focus? You'll say I'm gonna be a writer of horror movies? I mean, that's what you want to do. That's your genre.
I love horror films. Like, if I was going to name my top 5 films, they'd probably all be horror movies.
Okay,
but
right.
I don't want to pigeonhole myself saying horror, because I've got ideas for comedies and ideas for actions and that kind of thing in my head that I would love to make down. If the stars aligned. But I've always got a sweet spot for horror. I think like my favorite horror films are like Jaws, Alien, Shining. It's got Texas Chainsaw. These kind of movies that were movies actually impacted me growing up. Going, I want to do that. I want to,
That's awesome.
I want to make that kind of stuff.
So who would be your favorite director? Like who was like just absolutely favorite? If you had to say a name, who would it be?
Oh God, it's like it's way too hard because it's kind of like
there's so many good ones.
Yeah, and the thing is, like some of your favorites, sometimes like no one's flawless. No one's got a flawless catalog. And you can kind of go, I love that movie, I love this movie. It's just like I like chocolate ice cream, but I also like banana ice cream. Like it's tough to say. It's tough to say. I love so and so more than I love so and so. I can appreciate so many different directors. Like I love Sam Raimi for Sam Raimi's movies.
Absolutely.
And I can love Kubrick for Kubrick side movies, but they're separate things. You know what I mean? Like they're kind of separate worlds, and I can appreciate kind of both of them. And at the same time, I love the big blockbuster Spielberg movies, but I might not like that one, but I love that one. It's just like it's a mixed bag, and it's I don't think I could ever go. Yeah, that's it.
Right.
But and like from a technical perspective, I love Fincher because like everything just looks and sounds gorgeous, and it's just
he's one of my favorites. I love him.
Oh yeah, and I think he's kind of like Kubrick in the sense that even if like one of his movies you're like, I'm not a huge fan of it, you can't look away.
Right.
I'll watch one of like his movies and I'm like, I'm not a big fan of it, but as soon as it's on, I'm just like, I'm watching this for 2 hours.
I know. So if I see Fight Club on, I'm watching Fight Club, and I've got 3 or 4 copies up there. It's just it's going to happen. That's just the way it's going to happen. That's how it's going down.
Exactly. Exactly. But because I think you can get so much more out of a film than just kind of enjoying the story. And you can. I reckon I've seen The Shining probably about 15 to 20 times in my life, and I'll never get bored of watching that film.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'll watch it for different things every time, and it's just strange
will you catch yourself doing that? Like, do you think, like, and if I go back and watch, No Such Thing as Monsters again, will I see something different? You know what I mean? Like, are you trying to do that? Are you trying to put those little things in there where? Like kind of like Kubrick was, because you've been influenced by a Stanley. So would you?
Nowhere near to his level at all. Like to me, it was more just about just delivering a film at that point. So it was like, all right, we're going to write it, we're going to do this. There might have been things here and there, but it's not like a big puzzle or a maze. It's just that I just wanted to make a simple kind of Friday night horror film that was just,
I love it. I love it.
But what about you guys? What's your favorite horror films?
I know hers.
Yeah, what's that?
Right there.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, right. Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
and I'm
Freddy.
And that's my guy right there, right over my shoulder. Michael Myers.
Oh, Michael Myers. Okay, yeah, right.
I'm a Halloween 1978 guy all the way.
Yeah, John Carpenter.
I do love John Carpenter.
Yeah, he practically invented the Steadicam, didn't he? In the opening shot of Halloween, where you see that one shot go through the house, and that had never really been done before.
Right.
And I'd heard a story. I don't know if it's true, but I heard a story that Kubrick saw that, and then I think it was, and he because that kind of inspired the Steadicam for The Shining. I might be wrong. And then I think because originally in Halloween that was just basically a plank of wood with a camera in the middle with a couple of bricks or something.
Isn't that crazy?
And just to kind of stabilize it. It had never been built before. I think it was Garrett Brown maybe who invented the Steadicam like a year or two later.
Wow.
But that was like a turning point. Like Halloween was that opening scene. It was just like, oh my God,
it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we've talked on the show a past show episode. We talked about Halloween '78 versus the remakes with Rob Zombies, and She loved the Rob Zombie one, and Sam's our other co-host. He loved the Rob Zombie one, but I had to stand firm, and I'm a Rob Zombie nut, 100%.
Yeah.
There's his autograph right there, so
nice.
I love Rob Zombie, but I'm Carpenter all the way.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, me too. Definitely the Carpenter one. I think he knew how to kind of embrace that sense of mystery and that kind of, I don't know, just something about the original. It's just, and maybe because it was like one of the first that was like,
right.
Yeah. I don't know, but like I love Rob Zombie too. I just felt like his versions are a bit more, less atmospheric than John Carpenter's.
I just felt like he stumbled a little bit with just so much backstory.
And that just kind of got rid of the mystery element.
Exactly. And why is he doing this? 78? Why is he doing this? And everybody, you don't know why he's doing it.
Exactly, and it was the same with Ridley Scott's Alien when that came out. It's like, what is this alien? Like, you knew nothing. Like,
exactly.
When you learned as the protagonists were learning, and you saw this crashed spaceship, and you're like, what's going on here? There's eggs, what's going on here? There's alien, like, where's this come from? Why does it have a spaceship? Like, all these questions that remain unanswered. You're like, the mystery of the horror is what makes it so good.
Exactly.
And then the new ones came out, and they started answering a bunch of stuff. You're like,
damn it ruined it.
Don't tell us nothing. Yeah.
I want to know the story.
It's like that adds the horror element,
Exactly.
But yeah, and I think mystery plays a massive part in great horror films too. Like Evil Dead and stuff, like the Book of the Dead. Like, that's it. It's a Book of the Dead. It's like, you want to know the backstory, but the party does want to know either,
Yeah.
But yeah.
I was watching Army of Darkness the other day, and I'm sitting there, just like, this is so freaking silly.
Yeah.
There's some scenes are just so, they're so badly done. I'm thinking, but it's so good.
It's amazing.
It's just so good.
That I actually watched that trilogy backwards. So
awesome! Never thought about
I was
that.
like for the very first time. Well, I think I might have been like 10 or 12, whatever. Army of Darkness had just come out at the Blockbuster or whatever. I remember my dad hiring it, and it looked like a comedy or whatever. I'm like, hey, watch this, and it was just like, we're in tears. It's like, this is an amazing movie. And then like on the cover it said like Evil Dead 3, like subtitle. I'm like, this is a third part. Like, we got to find the other two.
Yes.
And so I went hunting and then saw Evil Dead 2, watched that, and I'm like, this is just amazing. This is like the best film ever. And then we found number one, and number one's just more of a straight down the line horror. It's but they're all pure gold. And yeah, it was just weird just discovering that series backwards.
Did you see the was it Stars? Stars had it. The Ash versus Evil Dead.
Yeah, I liked it. No, I thought it was good.
That was good.
I
loved it.
It's a thing. They just ticked every box that you're kind of hoping for. And the thing is, yes, there's a magic to that nostalgia of kind of where it came from. And, yes, Bruce Campbell's much older now and whatnot, but they just killed it. Like, they just got the comedy spot on, the cinematography, the music. It's just like, it was just so well done. And I think I really appreciate them doing that format more than actually just going, well, now we're going to like the remake of the Evil Dead movie where it was just a straight horror. That was good too. In its own right, that was fine. I had no problem with that. I thought it was a good horror film.
I loved it. It was
just, it didn't try to be what the other ones were. And I appreciate that. It was like, let's go back and explore, Book of the Dead, but let's just do it as a straight horror film. And it delivered. It just ticked every box.
They killed it.
Yeah.
And then with the TV show with Bruce Campbell, that just filled in the gap. That just everyone wanted to see Bruce Campbell again. Here he is. It's
I love
him. Yeah,
I resisted the series. We didn't have Stars, and I resisted. And then my wife picked up Stars one day, one of them special packages with DirecTV or whatever. That's okay. Well, I can watch Ash versus Evil Dead now, and I came in with the lowest of expectations.
Yeah, same here.
I watched that first episode. I was like, that is so awesome.
Yeah.
The blood. They just take it to the next level. I love that.
And the fact that it was all the original team, it was Sam Raimi, it was Bruce Campbell. I think it was Robert Tappert was producing. It's
crazy.
Sam Raimi's Ted Raimi.
Ted did that one character again.
Yep.
Yeah, like it was the original team back.
Yes.
I think that's why the magic worked too. You know, that it wasn't someone else going, "Oh, let me interpret it." It's like, no,
that's right.
Yeah. So yeah, just great. Really worked really well. But yeah, and there's talk now that something else coming.
I heard that too. Still reminds me of PJ.
Oh yeah,
he knows his stuff.
You know your stuff.
Awesome.
It's nice when you know your horror.
Yeah, absolutely.
A little bit. I could probably
clearly see why you made a horror film. You know, you're clearly influenced. Yeah, I told Stu that he was like PJ. I said PJ could keep going and going. He said, "Tell me to shut up if you need to." I said, "No, we love it.
Yeah,
we can listen all day."
When you know your shit, it's awesome.
Yes, that's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope what we're chatting about is okay. It's hard, I guess, for the listeners who wouldn't have seen the movie to kind of take this in, I guess.
Oh, those were the ones we've talked about. They better have seen them. Okay. Those are all classics, man. God, dog. They better have seen them.
Better see those damn movies.
Yeah.
So what horror movies are you guys looking forward to?
Oh, what am I looking forward to? Dang it. I hate getting put on the spot.
The new Halloween that's going to come out, because aren't they doing 2 of them?
2 more.
Yeah, I want to see those.
Yeah.
Honestly, I want to see Black Christmas too. I know that it's been, remade a couple times, and people are pissed off that it's PG-13, but I still want to see it. Just because
I don't want to. I'll wait till it's on HBO or something. I don't want to go. I'll go see Jumanji 2 before I'll see Black Christmas.
What?
Yeah, no.
How about
Have you guys seen? The one movie I haven't seen yet that I want to is that Dr. Sleep. Have you seen that?
That's good. It's very good.
It's good.
Very good.
I totally missed it at the cinema. It was just bad timing.
If you haven't seen The Shining, I think it doesn't. I think you need to see The Shining. My niece, she borrowed my copy of The Shining, and she was very, very glad she did, because she said she wouldn't have been lost, but it was better to know. She's a little bit older, so she's approaching 20. So it's like she could probably figure some things out. But she said she's very glad she saw The Shining before Dr. Sleep.
So kind of like freshen up on it.
Yeah.
You're okay.
Do you guys think the kind of horror films have evolved for the better or worse over, say, the last 40 years? Because I think I kind of wonder that kind of this generation wants everything really quick, and so like I remember seeing, like, I love the original It movie, the Tim Curry, the
TV movie, the TV show.
Yeah, I love that, but I couldn't connect with the new one. I
really?
Think, I didn't see part 2, but I saw part 1 at the cinemas, and I felt like I just saw the clown way too much. I was just given way too much information. Like every 10 minutes of seeing it, and I wasn't sure if that, like, it didn't feel like at all like the old one. And the more movies, especially horror films that I see nowadays, are just it's like a Gatling gun. Everything is just like so quick, and I feel like, I don't know. I've heard that Dr. Sleep's a bit of a slow burn, maybe not like a horror movie, but I mean, I love those atmospheric slow burn horror films.
So Hereditary and Midsommar, did you like those?
I haven't seen I've seen Hereditary. I like that. The ending, I don't know, I was a bit iffy about.
I didn't like the ending.
Really?
Yeah,
I like the ending.
Yeah, I love them. I love the movie, and you know what was the same with the Babadook. I love the movies, but the last 5 minutes of each movie, I'm like, I don't know. That's just
That's awesome.
That kid was fucking annoying.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I wanted to slap him.
But I tell you what horror film fairly recently was The Quiet Place. I loved Quiet Place.
That's a good one. They're making a part 2.
Yeah, I can't wait. That was awesome. Like, the fact that there was barely any dialogue. I think I just like movies without dialogue. But I just love the visual storytelling of that. I thought it was just, that was a good one. That was a good one.
I actually haven't seen that one yet.
It's good.
It was amazing. Really, really cinematic. And the fact that they actually cast a deaf girl for the deaf girl role was great too.
Yeah, that one scene got me. You'll see Rhiannon if you ever watch it. There's one scene just. It's like someone starts cutting onions right in front of your face. It's like, oh, one of those moments. You know.
Yeah, it was very well done.
Just to watch it.
It's good.
So now is when you'll do your shout outs, either to anybody that you want to thank or how to find you, any projects that you're working on, the film festivals you're going to be in, just anything that you want to talk about or give thanks to. Now's your time.
Okay, well, I'd obviously like to thank you guys for the time, and thanks to my entire cast and crew who made the film happen.
Great job,
awesome group of people, like just every single one of them. Really appreciate that. We've got a screening coming up in Melbourne, Australia, in January 12th. We've got if you go to the Facebook page, which is No Such Thing as Monsters, there's some information there, and. If you're local to Melbourne, come down, check it out. It's a double feature with The Faceless Man. That's at Thornbury Picture House. We also have film. Well, if you're in Louisiana, it's going to be part of the Cinema on the Bayou Film Festival in January. It's in about a month's time. So if you're in the area, if you listen to this, you're like, well, what the hell are they talking about? I want to see this movie. It's going to be there. So jump on their website. And, follow us on Insta, which is the same thing. No Such Thing as Monsters. You can see a bunch of behind-the-scenes stuff. And obviously check out the trailer, which is on YouTube now, and our Facebook page to actually see what it's all about. And hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll be out in the world in not too long.
I hope so.
Once again, honored.
So good.
I'm so honored.
So happy we got to see it.
Oh, that was great. No, really good. Really good. No, I appreciate the time, guys.
Perfect. All right.
We do ours.
Yep.
Do ours. Okay. We just people we give shout outs to for the shows. Stu. In Indie Brigade, look into them. They're on Romero Pictures Indie Brigade. It's on all over Facebook. It's starting to build a pretty nice following. Check that out. Joe Ridgely and George C. Romero. And then we got Thad Timothy, Lance Dale, and David Martin. We call Lance Dale L2 because I'm L1. So. I took that title. And then let's see, Ty Andrenko, Aaron Garcia. This is Ty Andrenko's. He does a column for the CCH. He does columns on the CCH Cult Classic Horror page. And then let's see, I think James Blankenship, Scott Williamson, Damon Williams, and Charles Harsky. Daryl Hook, Mr. Meat Hook on YouTube, funny guy. And we're a part of a group, Halloween 3. If you like Halloween 3, we have a group on Facebook, and it's freaking awesome. Back there, Stu, right by Snake Plissken, is that's the gas station in Bastrop, Texas, where the 1974 Texas Chainsaw Massacre, part of it was filmed. Roy and Lisa Rose bought that, and they're going to have a convention in Bastrop on Valentine's Day weekend. And there's going to be some awesome people there. Billy Pond, the Circus of the Dead, if you've never seen that, we highly recommend it. Billy Pond directed that, directed Parrish Randall, Bill O'Burst Jr., Chanel Ryan. They were all in that. They're awesome. Let's see, Tamara Glenn, we love Tamara. Tyler Shacone. Almost all the artwork you see back there, Stu, is by Brian Clegg. He's a fan of the show. And then My Indie Productions have been just awesome. And their show drops tomorrow, right? Mm-hmm. And Itai Guberman and Asaf Angel from My Indie Productions are awesome. And and I got to thank my co-hosts, Rhiannon and Sam, who once again is burning the candle at both ends, directing and working for other people, making other movies and stuff. So he's staying busy. And then you made me think of something a minute ago when you said the date of the movies. January 12th is my anniversary with my beautiful wife.
Oh,
congrats.
That'll be our 7th anniversary.
Yay.
Yeah,
and then just real quick, Sarah and Jessica Schultz, that's Jessica Stabbit and the Wicked One. They're awesome. And Josh Milliken. And then Chris Atella does our music in and out on the show. And I think that's it. Oakley dokley, I'm done.
All right.
Nice.
So I want to thank you, Stu, for coming on. It's been
awesome,
fun
Stu.
chatting with you. And thank you so much for letting us watch the movie. That's so exciting knowing that not many people have seen it.
Right.
No.
That's so cool.
Exclusive.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And I hope you fill that theater up. That's awesome.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, guys.
Yes.
And then check out my book, Broken Halo. It's available on Amazon, Kindle, and print version. So I want to thank Crazy Ink Publishing for publishing me. My second one in the series will be out March 4th. So I'll start promoting that once I'm allowed to. Also, my bath bomb company, Sinister Sense Parlor, I am starting it again. So
Okay.
I want to thank Krampus Con for having me as a vendor a couple weekends ago, and then just basically having me started again. So I'll start posting on that too, because I've got like 21 different styles I'm gonna get going again. So, and that's on Instagram. And then want to thank my co-hosts for when they're here. No, I'm just kidding. I want to thank you for always being here, and then Sam too. And so that's it for me.
Awesome. Stu, you're the man.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
And then
Appreciate it.
I'm going to stop the recording right now, and then I'll tell you something real quick.